We had actually some great news, though, from a couple companies. Well, let's start with Apple first. There was a lot of tech news in the week this week, Andrew. Apple, not so great news. I mean, you'd think it'd be great. $18 billion, the biggest earnings quarter ever. But this is not good because really this could be the peak, right?
Well, when you're an investor, it's all about trajectory and growth, right? Apple has been riding the gravy train for so long, and they're so high up. I mean, that's an incredible quarter. Who wouldn't want to have a quarter like that? Well, it's looking soft. Their outlook is kind of getting reduced, and this isn't so good if you're holding their shares.
And this is the first quarter that iPhone sales have slowed, and they're saying they might even project a decline at some point. So, Steve, how big a deal is this?
It's a big deal because 80% of their revenue still comes from iPhones, right? They haven't been able to make that transition. There's a billion people. They put out a big slide saying there's a billion people that have Apple devices, but they haven't been able to figure out how to monetize that.
And the iPhone 7, Andrew, any chance that this will resuscitate things, or we don't know yet?
Well, I think it would a little bit, but the answer is clearly services and things that aren't hardware, because hardware's hit its peak.
I've always said this. What comes up goes down. Now, speaking of, I mean, maybe Facebook is the new Apple because Facebook had this bang-up quarter. So, Steve, what do you make of this? I mean, profit more than doubled, beat everything. The numbers are really through the roof.
Well, they've really emerged as the winner there, right? I mean, Twitter's struggling, and some of the other ones are struggling too. So they've really kind of mopped up this new growing social media market.
And mobile ad revenue, Andrew, is the story there is huge. They weren't even really in this business just a couple years ago, and now it's 80% or a little bit more than that.
They've completely overhauled the entire company to be a mobile company. They put in the hard work years ago. They made the expenses to do so, and now they're reaping the rewards.
I think this proves that Mark Zuckerberg should take paternity leave more often, and more CEOs should. This is what happens when you put these policies in place.
Right. You
CEOs, listen, pay attention.